It's that time of year, guys, setting New Year's resolutions. And I'm going to tell you why you should not set them. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning into another video here. I'm so excited about our topic today because it's getting the other side of New Year's resolutions and essentially why you shouldn't set them. And we are going to go over 6 reasons why you should not set New Year's resolutions. Okay, reason number 1 why you shouldn't set New Year's resolutions. It's for unrealistic expectations. So essentially what we end up doing is based on, what I've witnessed in my clients and just what I've seen in society, that took me a little bit, is essentially that we set these big goals and we don't have a roadmap to get there. We don't have any clear expectations as to why we should get there, or they're just so unrealistic. Like a lot of it, I think, is this self-judgment or self-blaming or self-criticism we do to ourselves. So an example is, oh my gosh, it'd be so great if I could lose 50 pounds. Oh my gosh, it'd be so great. All my problems would be solved if I made $1 million, right? So we make these like off the cuff goals that aren't true goals because we're not even realistic within those goals. And again, I'm not saying that goals have to, you have to know how you're going to achieve them. I'm not saying that at all. Most of the time, goals, you don't know the how, but you do know where you're going, right? You do have that roadmap. In this capacity, we're saying the same thing. So with unrealistic expectations, you put all these things out there, but you have no true deep knowing as to why you want them in the first place. A lot of the times, that goal that you're just made up isn't going to give you that thing you're actually desiring. Instead, you think you're putting that by receiving this external thing that all of your problems will go away. And that's where the tricky subject lies, because the truth is all of our problems are within our own mind. So when we can start teaching our own mind and mastering our own mind, having this self-awareness, that's when problems go away. Okay, reason number 2 why you shouldn't set New Year's resolutions. All or nothing mentality. So that is so frequent. I see it all the time where someone sets a goal. Maybe it's to wake up early to go to the gym, right? So they wake up and they're like, oh, I missed the alarm clock. So that must mean the entire day is done, right? I messed up the whole day. And then if I messed up the whole day, the whole week is fucked up anyways, right? So it's this all or nothing thing where if I don't do it perfect 100% of the time, I'm not going to do it at all. And if you have this mindset, you should not set New Year's resolution goals. Why? Because new goals are putting you in a challenging position, an uncomfortable position. You're doing something you have not done before. And the only way you can get comfortable at doing something you haven't done before is to do it once, do it twice, do it 3 times, do it 100 times until you feel comfortable, right? It's never on that first time of trying something new you feel comfortable. You will never feel comfortable doing something the first time ever doing it. Why? Because our brain is conditioned, evolved, it's literally wired that way because we're trying to stay safe. Well, I've been alive and I haven't done that thing before, so I should just not do it, right? That's what our brain is telling us, that by doing something new, trying something new, our brain is trying to keep us safe. Thank you, brain. I appreciate you, brain. And also, I'm going to do this new thing anyways. Okay, reason number 3 as to why you shouldn't set New Year's resolutions, and that is external pressures, feeling obligated by others, or it's traditional, or this is what I've always done. You're always feeling these external pressures to set these goals. A lot of times I see this a lot with actually close group of friends, not necessarily family, but friends of, oh, well, this person said they're going to make more money in their business. So I feel like I should do it because then my other friend, she said that's one of her goals too. And maybe I should do that. And, but maybe that's not in alignment with you, right? But if you are easily pressured from external pressures to do whatever you do, setting New Year's resolutions may not be for you. Reason number 4 why you shouldn't set New Year's resolutions: lack of personal connection. And this is going to be a tough topic, guys. This is where you don't feel connected with that higher version of yourself. You don't feel like you really know where you're going. You don't really know who you are. You don't know who you want to be. And because of that, you set goals based on other people or based on what social media says, or you just don't set them at all because you don't have a connection with yourself. And this is a really hard pill to swallow, guys, but know at the end of the day, this is something you can start incorporating within your life, getting to know yourself. And I know it sounds silly. It's literally like dating though. Like, spend time alone with yourself, go on a walk and take yourself out to dinner, have some like alone time where you get to start having conversations with yourself, start learning more about your goals, your aspirations, your values, where you see yourself heading, where you want to go. And this is why when you have a lack of personal connection, you may not want to set goals because maybe you don't want to know the answers to those goals, right? You may not want to know that next version of yourself because if you know, you can't unknow. And when you know, then it's so challenging to essentially start taking action toward her because it's uncomfortable. And maybe you like comfortable. And if that's the case, totally cool, 100% no judgment, but just witness it, just realize it, and see over time if that's still in alignment with you. Some people totally are cool with that. And again, 100% no judgment. But if you're feeling called for something more, take some time to spend with yourself to get a deeper connection with who you want to become. Reason number 5, you're only thinking about the short term. So many times when we are setting goals, we're creating goals based on, okay, in a few months, here's a goal, or by the end of the year, here's a goal, right? But we're not envisioning long term. We're not thinking long term. And this is where so many people get stuck, is because they either do or don't do that goal at the end of the year. But that's all they stay right there, right? Or maybe they don't get to the end of the goal, so next year they keep the same goal. And then there's year after year the same exact goal and nothing is getting achieved. There's no upward progress. When we start reframing our mind to think more of the long term, think more of the journey, then we start collapsing time. We start making more and more progress. We're building up on itself. This is where we see so many shifts within people over even just a 3-year span, right? Because we're thinking about the long term. This is so important, guys. I see so many people start setting New Year's resolutions and they're only thinking about who they're gonna be maybe by the end of the year. Or they don't even make it to the middle of the year with that goal that they set because they're only worried about their present self. They're not realizing how much of an impact their actions or inactions are taking on their life, their future life, and where they want to go. And here's the thing too, guys, with this. In the short term, let's say you want to have a financial goal for your business and year 1, you don't hit it, right? And some of us, it's not meant to be. I'm never going to hit it. It's all messed up. Like, it's never going to work out, right? We have all these negative thoughts. But then what happens is if you have this long-term goal of maybe, hey, my long-term goal, my impossible goal, my legacy goal that I have no clue how I'm going to go is $1 million, okay? Let's say that's your revenue goal, $1 million, okay? But right now, you can't make, or you didn't hit your 30,000 year goal revenue mark, right? And you're like, this is all that it's going to be. This is all where I'm ever going to be. That's wrong thinking, guys, because you're only focused on the short term, the right then. Here's the thing, when you don't hit that 30K goal, when you're thinking long term, it doesn't matter because you know where you're going, right? You're not going to take one setback as where you're going. When you know you're going so far, one little setback is just a setback, right? Because you can overcome that. You can do bigger and better things, but you have to have that long-term mindset, right? What if this was one stumbling block to get you to where you were going to go? What if you just needed to go over one more obstacle to get where you needed to go? If you reflect back and realize, oh my gosh, if I knew it was only one more obstacle and then I would get my goal, you would do it, right? But in the moment, we don't know. We don't know, so we assume that, oh, this obstacle, that must mean I have to stop. That's not the case, guys. So if you're only thinking in the short term, maybe New Year's resolutions is not for you. Okay, guys, last one, number 6, reasons why you should not set New Year's resolutions is because you're quitting ahead of time. You have failure anxiety. This is, I see so often, and people are unaware of it, and this is a common stereotype, is wanting to work out at the gym, right? Everyone, New Year's Day, the first week of January, the first month of January is packed. The gyms are packed, right? And then by the end of the March, it all dwindles down to the regular people plus a few, not like these big crowds you see in the first month. This is us quitting ahead of time. We quit ahead of time for many reasons. We quit because we don't think we can achieve the end result. We quit because we're scared of what other people are thinking of us. We quit because maybe it's just uncomfortable in the moment. There's so many reasons why we may quit ahead of time, but the thing is, a lot of the times we're doing that and we're totally unaware. And this is how so often we self-sabotage to getting toward those long-term goals of ours, because we think that by not doing something in the beginning, in the beginning phase of that, achieving that goal, by not doing it, that it's more comfortable, right? But here's a silent fact that most people don't think of. You can be uncomfortable in the comfortable, right? You're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And sometimes you're just tired of being tired, right? You're tired of not feeling fulfilled. You're tired of not knowing what your purpose is. You're tired of not sharing your gifts with the world, right? But here's the thing. You're comfortable because you know what that looks like. You know what to expect. You know what to feel, right? Then there's this other side of life where you're uncomfortable in the uncomfortable. You're trying new things, you're doing new things, you're experiencing new things, and that's uncomfortable naturally, right? I've said this many times, our brain is wired to keep us safe, and our brain thinks safe is doing the same thing over and over and over again because it's predictable. It knows what the what the outcomes are of doing that thing, right? So often I see so many people over here where they're like, they sneak onto this side. They're like, okay, I'm doing something uncomfortable, but it's new and I don't know what to expect. So we go back to, well, at least I'm uncomfortable. I'm not satisfied with life, but I know what to expect. Over here, we may be in the beginning unsatisfied because we don't know what's going on. We don't know what the future looks like. But the thing is, what I always personally recommend is come over here anyways, because you know that you're meant for so much more. You know that you're capable, that you're able to get to that next. You may have no clue how to get to that goal, but you know what that next step is. Just focus on that next step, okay? So if you are always finding yourself quitting ahead of time, maybe New Year's resolutions is not for you. And this is a side reminder, guys, you can change. Just because your past evidence shows that you quit frequently, you quit ahead of time, you don't trust yourself, you don't believe in yourself to achieve that goal, doesn't mean your present self is going to allow that for your future self. It doesn't mean that you can't change. You can make a new decision that's not you anymore. And here's the thing, that's totally possible. Why? Because the past is the past. Your future can be totally created based on your present self now, right? But most of us envision our our future self based on our past self. What kind of baloney is that? You don't know who you're gonna be. Why are you basing it on something you've done in the past, right? In order to be and do something new, you have to do something new, right? You're not gonna be doing the same things that you've done in the past. Think about that. All right, guys, these are all 6 of the reasons why you shouldn't set New Year's resolutions. Let me know which one is sticking out to you. Which one do you normally get caught up on each year? I'm a human. I get caught up on these things too every single year. No matter how much coaching around it, I get it. This is called #being a human. So let me know what you guys are thinking in the new year. Are you guys going to let these things hold you back from setting New Year's resolutions? Are you going to let them hold you back for creating that next version of yourself? Let me know. I hope you guys have a fabulous day and have fun. We'll see you guys. Have a good one.